More than half of them say they expect they'll have to close good within 3 months.
Fuck you, YouTube. I'm the real Big G, faggots. You're gonna cut it off again? Cut it off again! You cutting off your own viewers, you dumb cocksuckers. Oh, we don't want people to know that stuff. Okay. Why the fuck you run a search engine? You don't want people to find shit. Why you run a video site, an audio streaming site? Oh, keep pausing the video like, and stretch my mouth into these weird shapes that I can't actually do in real life. And that'll make me feel insecure about all those things I had to do when I was on drugs, right? But it never happened. So I don't know why you're playing these psychological games, right?
Now, about half an hour later, another report of someone shooting at a vehicle, this time in Scarborough's Shepherd and Morningside area. Officers would arrive to find shell casings and one victim. The extent of their injuries is not yet clear. There's also no word on suspects in either case and word on whether the two incidents are connected. Police remain at both scenes. Reporting live, Asher Rod, 680 News. Here with All News Radio 680 News at 9:06. The Ontario Nurses Association alleging that at least 4 long-term care homes in Ontario have failed to give nurses proper access to PPE. The association asking an Ontario Superior Court judge to order the homes to comply with provincial infection control and health standards. The union
employment law standards, which means you can refuse to come to work. Wow, you're helpful, you fucking horse. And I know half of them are dudes.
For their health and safety would arrive
sex offenders too, eh? Oh, because you passed a high school course, you're now a healthcare worker. Well, I was born, and it makes me a U.S. Army military police captain, so I guess we're all make-believe now, eh?
The Canadian military called in to help with the COVID-19
crisis at these long-term care homes.
6 Cities, Mark Douglas is more. Military assistance.
45 minutes I spent trying to share this with you earlier. They wouldn't let me online while the press conference was on. Bingo! As soon as it ended, I was online. Thanks.
Long-term care homes in Ontario that will get some
Go ahead,
cut the
thing off
Canadian Armed Forces. She will not say for now which 5 homes, but she does
stop
say
showing me this
the
viewer
homes
count
would
because it's
typically be
not
in
real.
a regional area.
Obviously,
2 seconds, the chat's going to cut off.
quite a few cases, and staffing is an issue in those homes, and this is what will be done with the staffing assistance from the military.
Premier Doug Ford says he is now making the official request to Ottawa for the military help and for extra resources from the Public Health Agency of Canada.
All the help we can get, we'll take no matter where it is.
But with hundreds of COVID-19 deaths already in Ontario long-term care homes, Ford was questioned on why this help was not requested sooner.
We had a robust strategy, and this is just enhancing it on 5 homes.
I'm Mark Douglas. 680 News Time, 9:08. And we have an update from Toronto police who have now charged a 21-year-old driver who was caught doing donuts at the intersection of Yonge and Dundas. The man driving dangerously as pedestrians looked on and filmed the car.
That's
Officers approached. He fled the scene. The 21-year-old has now been charged with careless driving and mischief endangering life. He is slated to appear in court tomorrow.
Mischief endangering life. That's not a charge. Mischief has nothing to do with, oh, you're misbehaving. Mischief means preventing someone from using the property they own.
A lion
endangering life is a different thing altogether.
Toronto Hydro tells 680 News
unless you
that
own a
electricity
person.
consumption is now peaking later in the morning
slavery,
with a
written into the
gradual
law.
increase
Wow.
towards its peak. It means coffee machines and toasters are flipping on later in the morning than they used to this time last year. Toronto is also seeing energy consumption spread out more in the evening hours compared to last
More
year.
even
There's no
use.
big spike in what
We've
would have
been
been the
saying
after-work
since the
period.
70s.
Although Toronto was using less
Split up the
power
work
during the
during
COVID
work
outbreak. Toronto Hydro says compared to this time last year, there's been a marked reduction in overall power consumption. Richard Southern, 680 News.
Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson ready for a made-for-TV rematch at a time when fans are craving some live action. The match is happening again.
Get your popcorn ready.
Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson are in the final stages of planning a golf showdown in May, and it comes with a twist. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning will be joining the duo as part of the action. The matchup is believed to be Tiger teaming up with Peyton.
Hey, today we got a hockey player playing chess. What the fuck? Who cares?
One-day head-to-head match way back in 2018 at the Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas. Mickelson defeated Woods in what was the first major U.S. sporting event that showed live betting odds on a national TV telecast. The exact date of the epic showdown is unclear, but May 24th is a possible rumor date. All proceeds from the event will go to COVID-19 relief. I'm Lucas Castelletto.
I can still smell the
Factual
cocoa.
information from your trusted source. We're in this
Milk
together.
chocolate.
680 News.
Sugar, cocoa mass, milk ingredients, cocoa butter. I can smell the cocoa butter.
At the pumps, get this, going to drop a whopping 5 cents at midnight, down to 76.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather next.
680 News Channel 910.
On April 26th, the Today Show Stop Presents will be your choice of
Apple AirPods. Oh, I'm all nice and polite, politically correct. My videos get fucked with. I get rude and racial, and they stay on. Excuse me, what the fuck is wrong with the internet these days? And where all these people coming from telling me I'm delusional? Cause hold on. This girl tells me she wishes she was indigenous, because that's the true Canadians. She's a fucking Latina. That's indigenous, stupid. But she's telling me I'm delusional because I'm not in the right uniform to pick up garbage on behalf of the army. Okay, hold on. What kind of uniform do you need to pick up garbage, honey? What kind of uniform I need to be born as who I am? Beneficiary to the party, to the treaty. Hold on. Doing 5 things at once, right? You know what? I'm gonna save this for a minute. I'm gonna roll this Middleton. I already know what this weighs. 2.7. No, I didn't weigh it. I weighed all of it, took some up. That's what's right. 2.7. 2.7. The bridge is falling down because they can't breathe there in Britain. Still pure. Like
what the DJs on the mix, that ain't all that hip. Skip the dial, my niggas, that's foul. Now you can't get the chance to get the music and that's style. He's practicing, put in black and blue, cruise and practice. So when I to radio show, jam, phones get slammed.
Oh, by the way, Rockaware, I got one suggestion. Everything else about this jacket perfect. Flip this zipper over so it zips down. Close. So this is closed, and this is open. That's the only suggestion I got. Because this little motherfucker here keeps wiggling open. Oh, I ain't lost nothing yet. I'm gonna lose money, man. That's not true. I remember 19 years ago, I lost a $10 bill. But 17 years ago, a guy left a $10 bill in my house and never came back for it. So. Tear these down at your own risk. You can tear them down, we'll just put them up again. We put them up. This ain't me personally, man. I know you think you're messing with my head. You're not I know the business owners think they can rip these off and say, oh, that's encouraging drug use at my property. No, you put those there so they won't leave the needles at your property. That tells them a drug dealer was there, so they won't mess that property up. Stupid. Who else hands these out? What drug dealers, dummy? Oh, you know what? This might be 2 different kinds of weed. I'm not even sure. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use this piece because it's Pall Mall. It's Virginia blend. I was hurting today. I accepted it. I'm gonna smoke it. We'll smoke this little piece with that little piece of the Pall Mall. We'll be fine. We'll put the news back on in about 3 minutes.
The derelict.
Derelict.
You're now rocking with the illest. You're now rocking with the illest. You're now rocking with the illest. Yeah.
306, stand up, now sit down again before you get up. I'm joking, everybody something out the end of me. I'm not afraid to do it. Cause I'm so fresh, just be the type of dude put the stress on your chest. That's why you're now rocking with the illest. I don't give a fuck about shit like that. You're a matter of black cat and think it's fucking funny. I'm gonna run up on you with the blood and not stress bomb. I think you just funny. It's so funny in my basement, buddy.
I'm looking for new words, I'm looking for new verbs, I'm looking for something to write out so I can just splurge. Like every fucking time that I write another line, another crime, another rhyme, just to soothe my fucking mind. Staying sublime with every round that I write. Every time I hit the mic, I get a feeling excited. My heart to make it palpitate, make it jump and thump. Every time I'm bumping something, you gon' bump it in your trunk. Understand it, the stuff I make are some instant hits. You can never get to this, not even a little bit.
Slightly too scary, but fun.
And all my homies too, bringing noises through your city that you only wish to ever achieve, and dreams that you have can't compare. I'm blinded, y'all, so be scared of this glare. Yo, my spot and I'm rocking with the illest. E-Block boy, who be keeping it the realest. Ain't on top, cause I'm so fresh.
Did I just fucking do that? Where did I put? What did I just use for?
E-Block boy, who be keeping it the realest. Ain't on top, cause I'm so fresh. I be the type of dude who stress on your chest.
Putting stress on your vest because we in that.
Working day and night like Kid Cudi for the dream. Always to themselves, be like a bumble. I'm about my hustle, but stay real and humble. Making hits in a group just to chase goals. Making hits in this life ensures that I hold onto everything that I once loved. Everything that I once loved, just because you mean to me, my personality being that I'm one fiend for this fucking rap and shit. A rapping machine, it might seem like I'm quite obscene, but whenever rocking the mic, I'm always hyping the scene. By any means, the time and the beam and the flicker, you can understand it, I spit it quicker. I'm a liquor sipper, get myself drunk and retarded and crazy, while all you rappers sit back, talk shit and be lazy. Yo,
two fucking packs of matches today.
With the illest, E-Block boy, who be keeping it the realest. On top, cause I'm so fresh. This be the type of dude put the stress on your chest. Welcome to my spot, you're now rocking with the illest. E-Block boy, who be keeping it the realest. On top, cause I'm so fresh. I be the type of dude putting stress on your chest. Stress on your chest from seeing these moves I make. Cause the time that it takes is not enough for a fucking break. Go bananas for some of this money. Cause I've been feeling lately that I'm quite a dummy. Looking for something with
something. Selling these for a quarter, eh?
Feeling like I'm losing my soul in every fucking song. Cause every time I spit it, say it, quit it to my skills. And people understand I'm gonna be clocking them bills. Don't talk about paper because paper's not what I'm after. I'm after the fucking transaction of being a rapper. The dopest there ever was. The dopest just because. Cause everybody around here too immature like Peach Fuzz. And rapping about
like everything. I got ingrown hairs everywhere. No, I lied. You just don't like it under there. Underwear? I just think you say underwear. Why you fucking stare at that camera? Oh, man. You gotta what the fuck can you see? I don't give a fuck. You got that great hair. I used to look brown and fucking yellow. You didn't smoke so much green, you fucking mellow. Mellow it out, bitch, lift the fuck down the green. I don't give a fuck. I'll put some pain in your fucking brain. Cause I'm fucking insane. And my legs is going lame. So I ain't running no more and I ain't standing to fight. I'm a fucking light it off. Fucking do it tonight.
306 stand up.
I don't give a fuck. I know you fucking heard from these fucking birds. They got shot at by me with the fucking in the fucking. Everybody knows there's no ducking. Oh motherfucker! I didn't get it lit yet.
Related to the pandemic, Canada Goose announced the company will no longer buy U.S. fur from trappers. By then,
oh, you're gonna cut off the Indians from their income. That's funny.
Exist in its supply chain in the marketplace. The Toronto-based Canada Goose plans to begin buying back the fur ruffs from customers' coats with the intention of recycling the fur in the coming months.
Recycling. They're gonna buy it back new. Recycling means pre-sort for garbage. At best, they're gonna sell it to market again. What the fuck?
Presidential contender Al Gore is throwing his support behind former Vice President and presidential contender Joe Biden.
This is not rocket science. This is not a close call.
Former Vice President Al Gore speaking to the
rocket science
via Skype.
From the country that
clearest,
remember the challenging
definitive choice in a national election that the United States of America has ever face, especially for people who care about the climate.
And that's why Gore says it's imperative to oust President Trump.
The face of climate denial worldwide.
Climate denial. Notice how they say that? Because you can't argue with the word climate, because that's a thing. You can argue with the word change. He didn't say climate change denial.
An AP NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll finds that some 80% of those questioned remain in favor of the stay-at-home and social distancing restrictions in order to lessen the impact of the coronavirus.
People are sick and tired. Hello, white girl. Sick is literally the problem.
Says the virus remains a huge threat.
We're still discovering how nasty it can be. So I want to see people staying at home for even longer.
Well, more than 60% back the actions taken by the government in their area. A vocal 12% is demanding an end to the restrictions.
I suggest you stay in your homes, because you could wipe out the entire U.S. Army on the U.S. You got the whole rest of the world of us out here to fucking come in and fuck you up, right? Stay in your fucking
city of
house.
Chicago and the Osendero brothers to dismiss the counter lawsuit, saying as proceedings are currently ongoing against actor Jussie Smollett in state court, Smollett can't countersue until those proceedings have been terminated. Back in February, the former Empire actor pleaded not guilty to 6 new charges of felony disorderly conduct for allegedly lying to police about a racist, homophobic attack.
Everything I report is real.
Ryan Burrow, ABC News, Chicago.
That's why they can't fuck with me on that level.
Time 9:21.
You know, it takes them 10 fucking minutes to actually hang up on me, because they're not allowed to just hang up on a legit call.
On our highways, with one exception. And that exception is the eastbound Gary ramp to the southbound 410, which is currently closed because of a collision on the ramp. So crews are there cleaning up.
Oh, 911 operator, you're an essential worker? You speak English. I need a francophone or a Cantonese. Why are you on the phone?
If you're on the eastbound 407, this is where that the most of it is.
We speak 170 languages. You keep giving me white people that speak English.
5 right lanes here are closed for construction work. And as part of this, we have the northbound Young and north and southbound Bayview ramps to the east 407 closed, and also the eastbound 407 ramp to Leslie closed. When I said this is where most of it is, that construction on the east 407, what I meant to say was this is where the section with the most lane closures is.
What did you
Otherwise,
say?
you just find a lane or two closed here or there across the rest of our
5 left lanes are closed, so the 1 right lane is open, right?
407 eastbound. Not really having too much of an impact, even though it's only 1 left lane getting through that construction zone. So just one more ramp closure, the eastbound Finch ramp to the northbound 400. It's been shut down for construction. And the MTO just letting me know about a new problem on let's see, it's the northbound 427 ramp to the westbound 401. That ramp has the left lane blocked out of the stalled vehicle. Mazda of Toronto is adapting to your needs. Right now, enjoy purchase from Home Solutions.
I need a B4000, bro.
Visit Ontario's #1
4x4 Super Cab.
Mazdaoftoronto.com.
The long bed.
Your next report at 9:31 with the extended forecast. Here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Mother Nature doing her
Fog
best
lights
to
and a
keep
bush
us
fire.
home with these cool temperatures. Tomorrow's no exception as we wake up to wind chills of -7, mainly cloudy skies. Could see a couple of sunny breaks early out through the east end, but it's fairly cloudy with rain, snow showers moving
it's
into the west
123.
end through the day. So we're talking best chance for this Hamilton to Niagara Falls, even into Burlington and Oakville, and just a slight chance of some rain showers into Toronto through the afternoon. It's cool, 5 degrees, feeling colder because of that wind off the lake. Up to 40 kilometers per hour.
It's coming from over there. The lake's over there. It's coming from what the fuck did she just say?
11, and Saturday is a mix of sun and cloud. 10 degrees. The rain returns on Sunday. Tonight we're down to a low of -3 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, 4 degrees, a few clouds in the sky. There's also a few clouds at Pearson, +1, feeling like -3.
Coming up at 9:30, RCMP in Nova Scotia taking heat for not issuing a public alert during a shooting spree that claimed close to 24 lives over the weekend, instead relying on Twitter. The city of Toronto hoping a new support center will help small businesses.
So every time I repost things and restream them and shit, that right there is why. You assume everything's going to be out there every which way. No, they don't always do that.
680 News Channel 924.
I'm here with Bill Coy.
You want military thinking? If someone else ain't already doing it, go do it.
My barber, Bill.
The Toro 20.
What time is it? Oh, we're about to hit the business report, eh?
A 22-inch walk-behind Toro self-propelled lawnmower, to be exact. It's on sale for
Speaking of which, I cleared some more
$529,
grates
and
up.
it comes with a smart stove feature, allowing the mower to be stored upright, saving you
So
garage space.
Lansdowne is a main north-south route, so is Dufferin. I can only assume, well, it's not an assumption. There's major storm drain lines and sanitary lines But in between the two, there's no roads that cross these railroad tracks. But there's north-south streets, north and south. I don't know where all the fucking sewers are, but I found a bunch of clogged up grates and I cleared them.
Direct local public health units to immediately develop a plan to test.
I started with one. I might have done 10.
Care homes for COVID-19.
We have the resources. We have all the items that we need to do the testing. So we're going to do it rapidly, as quickly and as fast as we
I got to call 311 and tell them.
There who says, well, it may take a few weeks. The province is going to test each and every resident and every worker in a long-term care home. Health officials say the nursing home death toll continues to rise to a total of 399 residents. That's more than half of COVID-19.
What the fuck was that?
As people around the world stay home to stop the spread of coronavirus, this Earth Day, air pollution levels are plunging. It's only temporary, but data from NASA shows that compared to the previous 5 years, March air pollution is down 46% in Paris, 38% in Sydney, and 29% in Los Angeles.
I have a business card I cannot locate.
Southern at the remote business center.
Motherfucker.
680 News.
I'm David St. Jacques. As an astronaut, I know what it's like to be isolated, away from friends and family. It's hard.
Want to see what felt?
That's what we all need to do for each other. Even if you're not feeling sick, you can still be infected with COVID-19 and pass it to others. Your actions can protect your loved ones. Stay home. Save lives. Visit canada.ca/coronavirus.
Or you can run in the streets and see what I got.
Help stop this pandemic.
A message from the Government of Canada.
In times like these, shouldn't your money work even harder for you?
There's one drag left that went out. That psychologically fucking because I could have lit a cigarette.
You also get high interest on deposits and investments and low mortgage rates. Plus, you get to share in the profits. That's the Duca difference. Find out how to earn more on your savings with our great rates at Duca.com. Do more, be more, achieve more.
How do you spell
Duca
that?
Credit Union. Conditions apply.
I still don't know how to get to that website address.
Good evening. Times have never been tougher for the airlines, particularly for their employees. There's news of
2001, September 11th was worse for the airlines, bro. You're not paying attention, dummy.
3,000 employees will be let go. There's been a steady stream of these announcements. Back in March, WestJet said it was cutting 7,000 employees. Just last week, it announced plans to lay off 1,700 pilots, and now there's another 3,000 workers to be temporarily furloughed. Like most airlines, WestJet has grounded most of its fleet. Meantime, Delta Airlines, one of the world's biggest, said today that it recorded its first quarterly loss in 5 years. The stock was down 2 3/4%. Air Canada stock did edge up 1.1% at $17.96. So tough going for the airlines. A business that's doing much better, though, a very small business segment, mind you, is stores that sell house plants. Yes, there are these places that are doing contactless pickup of plants. One store in Ottawa says it sold 600 plants in one day recently. It seems everyone is looking to fill their new home workspaces with plants, and experts say it's a good thing. They say being able to put your hands in soil.
Anytime I turn the camera this way, off to the left, all the pots used to be a garden. Everything in this place dies. I gave up growing anything in here. I'm the only thing left in here that lives.
Speaking of greenery, the markets were
besides spiders, bed bugs, and
TSX up 351 points, 2.5% to 14,291. The Dow up 456 points to 23,475. S&P up 2 1/3%, and the Nasdaq jumped 232 points. Oil jumped 19% to $13.78. Gold rocketed to $1,738 the ounce, and the Canadian dollar higher at 70.57 cents US. This is 680 News.
Are you going to tell us about this Army thing?
Hi, it's Tony Chapman, host of the podcast Chatter That Matters. Thanks to the incredible support of RBC, we're focusing on the heart of the
They're
Canadian
actually more
economy
likely to be
and
from the
small
Navy.
We'll travel across Canada, meet different owners, learn about their dreams and what's happened since COVID-19 has shut down our economy.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Paul Ambrose is a partner at HealthHubSolutions.ca. They want to put the future of healthcare in the patient's hands. But with COVID-19, no one can focus on the future. Does HealthHub and Paul have the financing resilience to wait it out? Our experts weigh in. Download Chatter That Matters wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks again to RBC for your support Small business matters.
Here's the top 10 reasons to get 10 Timbits free. They're fun, awesome, tasty, shareable, delicious, snackable, craveable, dippable, delectable, and free. Spend $10, get 10 Timbits free. Offer and qualifying purchases of $10 before taxes at participating restaurants for a limited time. Not valid through free orders. Other terms apply.
Weather forecast you can bank on, because if we're off...
Not valid for delivery order.
You can win our growing cash jackpot. The 680 News Weather Guarantee. Enter online at 680news.com. 680 News Time, 9:30. Number one for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Scott Burnett and Caitlin Lee.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, April 22nd.
Here's what's making news right now.
Birthday.
Nova Scotia RCMP are defending their decision to use Twitter instead of the emergency alert system to notify the public of an active shooter over the weekend.
Now, these bastards on the radio right now aren't telling you that for a day and a half they didn't mention this shit. That night, I found out that morning. You understand? These assholes didn't help either. They saw Twitter and did not tell us.
Coming to the rescue of Ontario long-term care homes.
To the homes that are in greatest need.
But provincial officials are not saying which 5 homes get that help.
Because it's not 5,
Two
it's all of
shootings
them.
less than 30 minutes
All of
apart.
them.
Vehicles targeted in both incidents.
They might as well have
Police are
said
now on the hunt
15
for
homes.
suspects.
For $15 fucking dollars.
Brady and Manning will join Tiger and Phil in a match for charity.
What?
Sports at 45.
Major news from Canada Goose. We'll let you know the big about face the luxury.
What's the Ontario government, the provincial government responsible for it? What does Ontario do? A lot of these other provinces don't do. All the shit the Black Panther Party was trying to do. Feed kids breakfast.
31.
Keep money in the community. Sickle cell testing. Oh, and this is prior to HIV. So I'm sure they would have brought HIV testing in here too, not for the kids.
On the highways, both on ramps. And then we have lots of construction. If you're on the northbound 427, the ramp to the westbound 401 has the left lane blocked on it with a stalled vehicle. Technically, it's the north 427 at the 401, but it's also doubling as the ramp to the west 401. If you're familiar with this stretch, as you head north of the 427, it curves to go a little west and then back.
That's the other thing.
Again.
You get lost in
And
this
it's right at
fucking
the point where
province,
that
man.
ramp to the
Don't
west
even think you
401
won't.
splits off. So just before that point, the left lane is blocked along the north 427.
You heard what the man just said. I can't even repeat what he just said to make it make
The
sense. He's
eastbound
not
Gary
fucking with you
ramp to
guys.
the southbound 410 closed with a collision. A crash is still being cleaned up on that ramp, so
Exactly
that's not an
20 grand.
option for you. Eastbound Dairy ramp to South 410 closed. We have construction here and there. The spot with the most lanes blocked is eastbound 407 from Yonge to the 404. 5 right lanes are closed. Only the left lane getting through this construction zone.
He
And
said
ramp
the
closures to go along with it. The northbound
swear,
Yonge and
last
north
hour
and
he was
southbound
saying
Baby
5
ramps
left
to the
lanes.
east
He said
407
it
closed.
twice.
And the eastbound 407 ramp to Leslie is
That's
also
what he
off
said.
limits.
Okay, now
There's
I'm
just
starting
one
to
other
fucking...
ramp closure.
You
Eastbound
fucking
Finch
talk too
ramp
quick,
to the
bro.
northbound 400's closed as well. As far as any of our other lane restrictions go, though, nothing causing delays. Speeds look good across the GTA. It's not a bad drive. St. Louis Bar and Grill thanks you for supporting local businesses, including your local St.
What
Louis
the
restaurants
fuck
for
is going
takeout
on
and
my
delivery.
goddamn
Their
stairs,
deepest
eh?
gratitude goes to the first responders keeping us all safe. Your next report at 9:41, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Temperatures tonight down to -3, wind chill -7. The cloud cover increases overnight tonight. It should stay drier through the east end, but we do have a system just bypassing the west end. Rain,
You
snow
wanna fuck
showers
around, dog? We'll
expected
fuck
for places
around.
like
We got everything
Burlington,
by
Oakville,
tools, bro.
and
Infinity means it
Hamilton,
lasts forever.
right across
The
the Niagara
base.
Peninsula. Could just skim the
The
GTA for some late
base.
afternoon rain showers. There's a risk of freezing rain up over the escarpment and a high of just 5 degrees. Feeling cooler because of a gusty wind off the lake. Tonight we're down to a low of -3 degrees.
Right now, downtown Toronto, a few clouds,
You're
4
off by a
degrees. The wind chill
percentage.
sitting at 0. And Pearson, a
What
few
are you
clouds
off
and
by?
1. The wind chill at -3. 680 is time, 9:33.
990.
Nova Scotia RCMP defending their use of Twitter rather than a provincial emergency alert to warn the public as a suspect continued to gun down innocent victims over the weekend.
680's Cam Dort has the latest.
Families and friends of victims want to know why an emergency alert was never sent out. Chief Superintendent Chris Leather says instead, information was sent out on Twitter.
We were in the process of preparing an alert when the gunman was shot and killed by the RCMP.
Emergency management officials
So,
contacted the RCMP.
you didn't know if there was a
use
second
of the
shooter or not. You
emergency
still
alert
should have put out the message,
they held
stupid.
off. Meanwhile, U.S. citizens were reportedly
You didn't even know if you had the right guy. Don't tell who he was dead. Yeah, until 6 months later in the investigation, you don't know you got the right guy.
And tells the CBC he hid in the woods after finding his brother dead near a burned down home.
Finally, after about 4 hours, they got me out of there with an armored vehicle. A nightmare through hell.
Tap
It's a
V.
nightmare through hell.
Tap
Clinton
V.
also criticized the response time of the RCMP and says people are on edge as they try to understand what happened. I'm Cam Dorrit.
The city of Toronto says help is on the way for small businesses, just as 2 out of 3 business owners say they may be going under if they don't get financial help soon. 680's Stuart McGinn has the details.
The help announced by the city is available to local businesses and non-for-profits across any sector. And Mayor John Tory says along with getting to speak with experts about their unique situations, local business owners will be properly pointed in the right direction for financial help.
What the center will do is have people that are there, experienced people who will advise over the phone and online how businesses can access the many government programs that have been brought forward to support them.
That includes helping companies apply for Canada's emergency wage subsidy, work sharing, and emergency business account programs. This announcement comes a week after the city launched a separate initiative to help businesses build a stronger online platform, but it's clear some are still barely getting by. According to a new survey, 61% of local businesses say they'll be forced to close permanently in 3 months, while nearly 2/3 of those companies don't believe they'll make their rent payments next month. I'm Stuart McGinn. Toronto police charging a 21-year-old man in connection with a video that went viral near Yonge Dundas Square last night. In the video, a black Mustang can be seen doing donuts at the intersection.
Oh, it's got to be a black Mustang. If it was white, they would have mentioned the color.
Police say when they responded to the incident shortly after 10 o'clock last night, the vehicle sped off, or Monday night rather, but they were later able to identify the vehicle and charge the driver. Amidullah Bullock is facing 5 charges, including careless driving, dangerous operation of a vehicle, and mischief endangering life. He is set to appear in court tomorrow morning.
Toronto police investigating a pair of shootings in the city this evening. 680's Asher Ross joins us live with more. Asher.
Yeah, Caitlin, the incidents are similar in nature. It happened about 30 kilometers apart. Toronto police are called to the Finch and Sentinel area, just south of York University's Keele campus at around 10 to 6 this evening, following reports that a vehicle had been shot at. Officers are continuing to scour the scene.
That's what it's supposed to weigh.
Word on what they have found.
This fucking one, it weighs 16 3/4 for some goddamn reason. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing.
And Shepherd in Scarborough.
Police on scene are investigating. There's reports of shell casings having been found, reports of a vehicle having been shot at, and 1 person injured.
Constable Michelle Flannery says there's no word on the extent of the victim's injuries, but they reportedly refused to be taken to hospital. Now, it's not yet known at this time if the incidents are linked, and there's no information on possible suspects.
Yeah, I'll go visit the medicine woman, eh?
Association representing Ontario nurses is seeking a court order that would force some long-term care homes to provide staff with personal protective equipment. The association saying it wants its workers to receive N95 facial respirators, claiming that without urgent intervention, residents and staff will become infected and possibly die. According to court documents, 4 Ontario long-term care homes have been allegedly restricting or denying the use of PPE in their facilities. The homes named in the application include Edenville Care Centre here in Toronto, where at least 34 residents have died. The claims have not been proven in court.
The Canadian Armed Forces will be lending a much-needed hand to long-term care homes across Ontario.
After hundreds of residents have already died from COVID-19, Premier Doug Ford is now saying we'll take all the help we can get.
On this one, because this is 50 grand, and this is 100.
Homes, and it's jumped up to 128. And as we need more resources, we're bringing the resources in from every corner of the country if we have to.
There will be 5 long-term care homes getting staffing relief from the military, but those homes are not being named at this time. Minister of Long-Term Care, Dr. Marilee Fullerton.
Well, things change very quickly, sometimes hour by hour. So I want to make sure that everyone understands that military assistance will go to the homes that are in greatest need. And so I will leave it there.
She points out, though, that homes in Toronto have quite a few cases of COVID-19, and staffing in those homes is an issue. No comment from the government on how long it will take for the military to arrive.
Not 100 grand.
I'm Mark
No
Douglas.
answer. It's not 100 grams.
Is
Buddy, I need a
taking
fucking
more steps to
cigarette after
protect the
doing
public
this.
and its employees from COVID-19. In an email, President and CEO Anthony Longo said the grocery store chain will be putting wellness and screening protocols in place for its employees at the beginning of every shift. That includes contactless temperature checks. The company says the protocol is already in place at its distribution center and grocery gateway, and says it expects to
infrared
roll out
thermometer.
to
It
all
works,
store
Ron.
locations in the coming days.
6
And
feet
all
away.
team members are
They
now
don't
wearing
say 2
face
meters. They
masks
say
or shields.
6 feet.
And
This
they
is an
strongly
American.
encourage you to do so when you
NASCAR.
go to the store.
Yeah. NASCAR's
NASCAR's
paid for your healthcare development costs.
Their employees will be giving
Because they burn methanol, not gasoline. So it don't hurt the environment.
But
But if the shit catch fire, you can't see it. It burns invisible. You'll be walking down the racetrack. Boom! You're on fire. They can't even see the flames.
Republican and Georgia
They put
Governor
an
Brian
infrared
Kemp.
thermometer to the ground so they know if it's on fire.
But I respect him.
President Trump saying those planned reopenings require contact
Lock
that's
the
too
ice.
close.
Spas and beauty salons and tattoo parlors and barber shops. In phase one, we're going to have phase two very soon.
Good, because I need 2 or
It's
3
just
pieces.
too soon.
Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
You have more important things to do than be stuck in traffic.
Oh, because me saying what I am ain't enough no more, apparently. Being right in somebody's front and somebody's face, saying it, showing them
predicts the price will drop 5 cents at midnight to
websites with
76.9 cents
the
a
same
liter at
story
most
and my
GTA
documentation.
stations.
That don't mean nothing. I'm just crazy. Okay, fine. Hey, Mr. Officer, you're required to write down my tattoos on the fucking computer. You arrest me or document me or whatever. Or are you not gonna do that? Which way is it gonna be, baby? Oh, because if you stop me and don't write that shit down, the doppelganger gonna get in trouble. Because he looks just like me. We're not related at all. We have no connection whatsoever.
Motorcycles, RVs, and truck donations.
To the nurses and
We're not even
doctors
from
who
the same
doubled their
part of the
shifts.
world.
To those wiping down every surface and keeping us safe.
The one that looks like me exactly is not my brother.
To all frontline and emergency workers, Subaru dealers
You
salute
fuck him
you.
up all you want for all I care at this point.
While we continue to
I've
provide
never met
essential
the
services to
motherfucker.
all
Why would I
Subaru
give a fuck?
customers,
He's a white boy. Why
we'll
would I
drop
care?
everything to
I
put you
wouldn't.
first. Simply visit us online, because that's how we'll safely plan every appointment. From your Ontario Subaru dealers, let's all stay safe.
It's time 9:41.
We in the hood shopping, ain't nothing changed. So that I roll with bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some. We don't like strangers.
We don't like strangers, don't fuck with our numbers. I'm gonna come through and make you numb. My thumb, sir, on the hand and on the I don't
Big
give a
stacks to get there when I'm out on the block. If you point, I suggest you get back, get knocked. You're getting money over here. I don't know what you got. Cause the what I got too big to fit in our socks. I'ma hustle hard way before I came out the box. I'm in the spot all day, even when it gets hot. Only when you see both pull, everything stops. And when the yo goes, then it's back over the chop. Killer crap, I'ma keep my brother with plots. I'm a flash wall for your boss, so fucked up. Each child is like the vision, stand up, now let's drop. Cause when we step in the building, realize you hear guns pop. In this month, we got clocks, time points, so what? Just if you stand in the way of my bitch, get rocked. When I get that clientele, you're not. Ain't no motherfucking games, I get it.
I smell the cocoa butter, but I can't smell the weed. You're gonna tell me my sense of smell is gone. Okay, you smell the cocoa butter? No. Come around here.
I walk in like a president knew. I got numbers like a Mexican can't. I'm next to win too. I've been up on my wrist. They looking at it like, who the fuck is he really?
Not legal for trade, legal for illegal, not legal for trade, for the not legal trade. I don't give a fuck. It's the base, pay 50. I don't give a fuck.
I'ma cook it, I'ma chuck it, I'ma skin it, I'ma eat it, I'ma finish, I'ma ride.
You know how we do. Oh wow, it's 2004. What the fuck, you came back for 20 more? And another 20 cars. No, you don't understand me. Not $20, 20 fucking grand. The reason I save all those 50-cent coins,
My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, certified VA official, don't play. Go the other way, don't come around here. Get you sleeping on me, close to you, yeah. We in the hood chopping, ain't nothing changed. Soldiers that I roll with, bang.
You want to roll these around once in a while so they don't get corroded in place. If you're going to leave it for years on end like I do. Oh yeah, real pen aside. That'll be a dollar store, but a real pen aside.
What you talking about? You kill tracks and shit, you big ass bitch. What up? I'm a killer, and that's what's up. All of the authorities have.
That good red dollar flow. So beast and big old service. Yeah, animal. There are equal. Silicon gel, 6x9 Ziploc from Uline. Oh, all this shit's legal. Oh, everything you just saying here is legal. Except we didn't pay taxes, but you can't prove that with a picture. And I got a status card in the mail, apparently, still waiting on it. If they send it to me like the court said they had to, they can't touch the trust fund. If I ask for it, they can. Oh, not that was good. The country only been here 152 years. That's nothing, dude.
Real hard in the kitchen, whipping up that freaking till it real hard. Bitch, I hustle real hard. Bitch, you hustle real smart. Bitch, you hustle once a week. Bitch, I'm flipping Rick Ross every day. Grinding hard, grinding big, you grinding small. 38 revolver blows, I'm watch me fucking kill them all. I'll be down to kill it, dog. Bring them with my fucking blow. Once he dead, go find his bitch.
A volt's not the correct weight, so I don't know why I give it
I'll be on my fucking shit. Roll like a revolver, take 6 shots, you dead, ain't need a clip.
I got a lifetime fever. I can eat and still eat it. What's the thing? Don't cough on your hand. Cough on your sleeve. I did cough on my sleeve. No, you cough on your hand, you make sick. You make sick? No, I coughed on my... You were looking at the cat, bro. I coughed like... No, you don't cough on your hand. Buddy. Oh.
Quiet. Real G's don't talk much. Never lie, we won't hesitate to pop one. Got hollows by the bag, try to stop one. Fuck around and catch a hot one from a shotgun. I'm a hot one. What your bitch say? Flow hard, stay sharper than a switchblade. You's a bitch made. Man, I hate bitches. Triple R, I ain't fucking with no fake bitches. Real recognize real what's
Commando with one niche, the Titans. Hey, you see the MW? You see the MW? I have to have it. It's my way, my way. Tell them go by the like we used to down in Hawaii. I got a lifetime Now I have two things I never thought of before. These weights, are they full of lead? And these batteries, did they label them wrong? Did they throw them out? Because these both have fucked up labels on them. So I don't care. It says Frigo, some no-name brand. But I just wonder, do Duracell throw out batteries that are just slightly on? Oh, by the way, who the fuck is out there throwing out hearing aid batteries and remote control batteries? Well, I haven't found any batteries everywhere. Apparently the city sweeps them up. I didn't notice. Oh, I used to see one occasionally. Now I see lots of them. And they end up in the waste. Catch basins, dissolving into the lake. Where do you drink your water from? Here, geez.
Questions directly to Toronto's top doctor, Dr. Adam Davila. Today, Joey Keeney has some answers.
One of the first questions asked was, is COVID-19 airborne? Dr. Davila saying no. COVID-19 is spread by respiratory droplets that come from the nose and mouth when people cough, sneeze, or talk. Another person asked, are you likely to get reinfected from COVID-19 if you have already recovered?
They don't know.
Dr. Davila is saying the virus that causes COVID-19 was only discovered 3 months ago, and we're still learning about it. It's not really clear whether people get a long-lasting immunity after infection. Usually with most respiratory viruses, we don't. But science is still working on the answer to this question.
That's not true. Most of the time, you do. You don't get the same coronavirus over and over. There's over 200 coronaviruses referred to as the common cold. There's actually 200 different coronaviruses.
New electricity
And
stats
you never get the same one twice, do you? Unless you got HIV or something, or B19 like I got.
Southern tells us many of us are now sleeping in.
Well, get this. It seems we're sleeping in more during the outbreak. Toronto Hydro tells 680 News that electricity consumption is now peaking.
We've known about the power
than it
company
used to.
spying on us for
Meaning
20
coffee
fucking
machines
years.
and toasters are going on a little bit later in the morning. When it comes to the evening, Toronto Hydro says electricity consumption is now more spread out across the evening hours compared to what would have previously been a big peak after work. That's kind of in line with what we're seeing in the United States. Down there, it seems people are staying up later, with electricity not starting to fall until 12 a.m., about an hour later than usual. Overall, Toronto is using less power during the outbreak compared to what we were using a year ago. Richard Southern, 680 News.
And it don't really smell.
680 News Time 950.
Oh, that's a nice shade of green. It's not real, it's not true, but that's a nice shade of green. There, that's it right there. That's about as real, as close as I can get.
For students is worth around $9 billion, with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying the key component is the new Canada Emergency Student Benefit, which will be available for students who don't qualify for the regular emergency response benefit.
Can you not just pause OSAP loans? No, you can't pause that. Oh, you can pause school, but not the money for school.
Will go up.
All the teachers are getting $2,000 to fucking whatever to fucking not work, but the students still have to pay the institution that is not paying. Hold on a second.
Which will give up to $5,000 for students who volunteer for efforts to fight COVID-19. On reopening the economy, Trudeau says he knows some provinces are looking at loosening restrictions, and the feds will.
You know how many people are stuck in this country now can't leave to fucking go back home?
On shared values, principles, and scientific approaches right across the country, but he says it would be a phased-in approach, and it will be at least a month before the U.S. border reopens to non-essential travel. Cormac McSweeney,
U.S.
Parliament
border,
Hill.
he called it. The only border we have.
9:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Kyle Hawking.
This report is brought to you by
there's two, but with the U.S. There's two with the U.S.
Westbound 401. It's West 401 approaching Avenue Road in the Express. The left lane is blocked here with a collision, and emergency crews are on scene. There's not much of a delay in this area. In fact, there's not much in terms of delays anywhere. If you're
No, there's no try. Yo, can go do donuts and go to that square now. Get away with it. I wonder if the fountains were on. Did he like get his car washed?
Do a thing, we can do a thing. Say, baby, you can do your thing, so do your thing, and I can do a thing, we can do a thing. It's showtime, your time to shine. It's a lady in a face, got no time to.
What is it about spinning around and going sideways and reading sideways? And young guys have to take a school. I don't understand.
I'm doing my thing, and you're doing yours. Making life happen and dreaming of the roads you're dreaming. At the end, I'm dreaming more towards, and I think it's very sexy when you show me your full force. Dress and caress and get the best of me. I can be your best friend if you let me see what you believe. Honestly, the perfect life could be that, honey. I'll support you in the front row seat. And baby, you can do your thing, and I can do a thing, but we can do a thing. Say, baby, you can do your things to do your thing, and I can do a thing, but we can do a thing. Baby, you can do your thing, and I can do a thing, but we can do a thing. Say, baby, you can do your things to do your thing, and I can do a thing, but we can do a thing.
Whatever fucking Clusty's being an idiot. I gotta buy things to make change because these people are too fucking stupid to do that. And they rush and shit. If I don't do it, they're gonna walk off and find the crack man. Okay, I ain't hitting the crack man. Let's see, the people are flocking. I know exactly how it is. They flock to you. I know. I think I start. How you think I start selling drugs? Everywhere? Please, you para-ass piece of shit. Yeah, I'm about to teach kids how to sell drugs. No, I'm not. Listen closely, stupid. How do you think I start selling drugs? Everywhere I go, random fucking people walking up to me with money. Oh, like this. Like, oh, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you give me that? One day you just say, fuck it. Yeah, I can get you that. I can't get you this, but I can get you that. Oh, yeah. I know some of y'all think, oh, we used to take the money and evict them and just take off with it and not come back. Yeah, you can't do that when you live in a drug neighborhood, bro. I mean, you could, but all them custies is gonna remember you. And you fucking up the money flow for the real G's and things. That's no good. No. So I stayed out of it until I had to do it to get the money. I know I needed money to eat. Why? Because they weren't handing out all this food. Oh yeah. He's eating free food. Yeah. Now I'm getting what I fucking should have got before. I ain't got paid for every fucking job I did in this damn fucking province. No. So it all works out in the end. All the unpaid labor, all the volunteer shit I did, and all the non-profit sector shit I did. Oh, filing corporate tax returns. Those are fun. Non-profit status is even more fun. 4 times in 1 year because the CRA changed the rules. 4 times in 1 year. Auditors come, they say, guess what? You didn't do nothing wrong. No, you got to file again. Okay, you got to file again. Okay, no, guess what? We're going to visit you, and then you got to file again. Jesus fucking Christ. Really? Okay, come on in, have a coffee. I think everything's gangsters, man. Street punk shit. That's all it is. It's not.
Come on tonight. I got some dogs doing 5 trying to see the light, but they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing 10 trying to see the light, but they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing life trying to see the light, but they ain't coming home tonight. They paid the price, gave it like they had to sacrifice, and they ain't coming home tonight.
Nick Mac, wherever the fuck you are, it's home. That's Big Maggie. Let them take it. If they get a foot in, trouble will come to you. Keep them out.
I know that you sacrifice, so I hold it down. That's why we pay the price. I got some dogs doing 5 trying to see the light, but they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing 10 trying to see the light, but they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing life trying to see the light, but they ain't coming home tonight. They paid the price, gave it like they had to sacrifice, and they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs in the pen, could you testify? I'll catch you up, boy, I'm finna let them fly. John got it cut, this is gang life.
Gang life, setting records. It just occurs to me, this is so funny to me. You think any of these fucking crackheads bothers calling up the government, the police, anybody to say, oh, there's a guy pretending to be a soldier. Just call up the fucking thing and say, oh, he's crazy. He thinks he's... Any of them do that? No. Any of them read what I show them? No. They're convinced this is how it is because they know. Because they know how to pack a crack pipe. Right. All these crackheads telling me that they from the hood and they know how things work. I don't know who the fuck you are. You ain't from here. The fuck lie. You a smoker. You ain't one of us. Fuck up.
Worldwide, bring them in from Mexico and we let them fly. If we catch a spark boy, then he's finna die. This is real talk, outline in the shot. Motherfucker ran his lips, so we got a spark. You better walk it out, you better fly out. Cause I'ma lock him up and put him in the doghouse. Different than rap, but this ain't gang back. Come on, familiar, we can get a rap.
William Roberts.
Cheese in the trap.
Richard Morales, the sex offender. They both got robbed by prostitutes. First thing they did was call the cops. I ain't running around saying, I'm the biggest drug dealer in the world. I do this, I do that. They are. I'd be lucky to catch you and then stick you with a fucking parasite.
These guys bragging about what they do.
Trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. They paid the price, gave it like they had to sacrifice. And they ain't coming home tonight.
Right now, every second is make or break for skilled trades workers. Allowing unions to continue using card check during this crisis.
Right now, every second is make or break.
That's skilled trades workers' health at risk.
Got nothing but work lined up, you pussy.
It's time to give skilled trades workers stability. It's time to pause card check during this crisis. Learn more at pausecardcheck.ca.
No, I'm pretty sure that's about scabs.
Ontario.
Right now, downtown Toronto, +1 feels like -3 a few clouds. 6:80 news time. 10 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Scott Burnett and Caitlin Lee.
Good evening. This is Wednesday, April 22nd.
Here's what's making news this hour.
Why was an emergency alert never sent out during Nova Scotia's mass shooting this weekend? The RCMP answered that question and can now confirm the shooter acted alone.
Can now confirm.
Hand for Toronto's business community. Mayor John Tory announces the launch of the Business TO Support Center. Longo's.
Oh, because you guys are so great at helping business. Look up a la carte. $60,000 to get a license to get a cart. Hold on. You can do that off a truck for like 10 grand. Right? Where are they now? They're all in business.
Tiger and Phil will face off again for charity, but with a twist. Sports
They probably borrowed the fucking money to do it too.
Tweet brings oil prices back to life. That helps the TSX close higher. And some GTA restaurants, none too happy with those delivery apps. Business at 26.
I wouldn't partner with them.
News time, 10:01.
I'd get the old done from the hood to do it.
To the remote traffic center we go. Good evening, Craig here.
Hey, good evening,
Scott. You're not selling them. They give you the food, the drink. You just deliver to the customer.
It's a lot of construction out there, and the only delay that we have out on the highways is because of the maintenance, and that's on the eastbound 401 east of Mississauga Road. 2 left lanes are blocked off here for some overnight road work, and we're seeing delays from about Mississauga Road. And then as you go through this construction zone, that's where we're seeing our only slowdown. We did have another problem. It was on the westbound 401 at approaching Avenue. It was a crash in the express blocking a lane. It looks like that's been cleared away now. So that all we have left are our construction zones to deal with. So let's get back to the eastbound 401. They've now shut down the transfer into the collectors at the Allen. So that's been shut down. So if that's where you're used to transferring over into the collectors, you won't be able to do that. A few extra lanes have been taken away here and there, but we're up to speed. We have the southbound Morningside, northbound Nielsen ramps to the westbound 401 closed. Southbound Avenue ramp to the west 401 is also shut down, and the southbound Allen ramp to the westbound 401 that's shut down as well too. Quite a few lanes taken away, and they are working.
I'm smelling hay, but it ain't coming off the cigarette or the weed. Hold on.
So we'll look for some delays to start building south of the airport like they did last night, but so far so good. Right now, eastbound Finch ramp to the northbound 400, that's closed. And we had the eastbound Dairy ramp to the southbound 410 blocked for crash cleanup, but that's been wrapped up as well too. Serpa Motorsports, Yonge Street, Aurora, featuring fine Suzuki products, exclusive one price online store, full model lineup. Call Serpa Motorsports now and experience 100%
bored and you got money, you can buy stuff.
At 10:11, here's the forecast with Natasha Ramsey.
10:11.
It is going to be pretty cloudy tomorrow. I do think the east end is going to stay dry, so we're really talking out through Durham and York region. Out through the west end, though, it looks like rain, snow showers starting through the middle of the day, sneaking into the GTA in the form of rain showers, just a slight chance late in the afternoon. There is a risk of freezing rain up over the escarpment, higher elevations to the northwest, so bear that in mind. And it's a cool day.
Yeah, it's always over there, then it comes here,
right. Just 5 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of -3 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, a few clouds in the sky. It is 3 degrees, feels like -1. At Pearson, +1, feeling like -3. 680 news time, 10:03.
Families impacted by a terrible tragedy in Nova Scotia have questions. RCMP defending their choice to use Twitter instead of the emergency alert system to warn the public of an active
premier
shooter.
in the fucking RCMP. Oh, fuck, I still got this one.
The first call for a firearm complaint came Saturday night at around 10:30, but the RCMP says they did not consider using the alert until Sunday morning.
You can appreciate that there were a series of phone calls that had to be made to find the officer in charge.
No, we can't appreciate that, you moron, because we use technology every second of every day.
The issuing of a message.
They say they were ready to send it right before the shooter was killed. We're also hearing from an
What stopped
eyewitness
you?
for the first time. Clinton Ellison.
They didn't
tells
confirm for you he was
he
dead.
went to
They
look for
don't
his
do
brother
that.
near one of the fires and found him shot, lying on the ground.
And I knew he was dead. And I knew from the gunshots I heard earlier that something was really wrong. I turned and run for my life. Run for my life.
Clinton hid for 4 hours
you,
until
buddy.
police arrived and says the RCMP should have acted
Good for you.
faster. I'm Cam Dorman.
Yeah.
Some help on the way for small business owners
Found his
struggling
brother
here in
dead
Toronto.
and
6
ran and
cities
hid in the
to
woods
begin,
for 4
as the
hours.
details
And they
from
had to bring in an
Arizona.
APC
After
to carry
focusing
him
on
off.
helping businesses expand their online platforms last
The
week,
ground
Mayor
out
John
there ain't
Tory
solid
announced the
flat
launch of what's been
concrete.
called
It ain't
the
even
Business
bedrock.
TO Support Center.
No.
The center will provide virtual, one-on-one support to Toronto businesses during
Similar to
this
swamp,
unprecedented time.
only it gets cold in the winter.
For our city.
Tory says
There's
that support is for all
permafrost to the
business
north and
sectors
shit.
and includes experts online and over the phone that'll help answer questions about the support that's being offered to businesses by the federal government. The Support Center will also offer a weekly webinar series to keep people up to date. All this a timely announcement as we learned about how this pandemic is
webinar
truly
series.
affecting
Can
local
you just do a
businesses.
Facebook
A
video?
survey
Nah,
of
that
nearly
would be
600
simple.
companies, more than half
We
of
got to
them
go to
said
your
they
website,
expect they'll have
download
to
your
close for
plugin,
good
log
within
in.
3 months, and 50% said they're already suffering to the point that they couldn't pay rent this month, saying they need more help.
April
I'm
Fools,
Stuart again.
motherfucker.
Grocery store chain Longo's is the latest company
I would
taking
switch
further
banks
measures
just
to protect
before the check was
employees
supposed to
and the
clear.
public during the
That's what I would do.
COVID-19 pandemic.
Fuck
In an email, President and CEO Anthony Longo says wellness screening protocols will be put in place for employees, which
Wellness.
includes no contact
Remember,
temperature
wellness
checks
means you're not
before
sick.
every shift. All team members will now be wearing face coverings or shields during their shifts and say they strongly recommend its guests do the same. Longo
So you
says
mean
the
all
only
this
other
time, all you
protection
people working with our
policies into
food
effect
could have been wearing a
also
snot guard and you
supporting
haven't
their
been?
employees
Thanks.
will be required to wear masks and have their temperatures checked before shifts.
Toronto police charging a 21-year-old.
Because that helps with a disease that has no symptoms. Thank you.
Of Yonge and Dundas Monday night, a video posted online showing a black Mustang spinning in circles in the middle of the normally packed intersection, just after 10 p.m. The driver has been charged with dangerous driving and mischief endangering life. Meantime, police say compared to last year, stunt driving is up 200% over the last 2 weeks of March as more and more drivers stay home and open up the roads.
You're listening to 680 News at 10:06. The grocery store Metro has
Well, these
launched
people
an
supposed to be
online
going to work.
forum
Hey,
for priority
they're driving
customers.
around.
Metro says it's designed for people over
That's
the
who's
age
doing
of
the study.
70
He already
that
said
have
that, oh,
reduced
there's less
mobility
people
or
driving,
have
so
been
there's more.
diagnosed
Okay,
with
the
COVID-19.
people
By the
start
end of next
driving.
week, it will be
Would have been
available
working.
from 97 Metro stores in Ontario. Loblaw says it's currently planning
Well, maybe
a
they don't.
pilot program
You
for
draw your
senior
own
shoppers in
conclusions.
coming weeks.
The city says it's stepping in to do what the province will not, collecting race-based data during the COVID-19 pandemic. Faiza Amin of City News joins us with more on Black community health leaders who say the move is necessary to ensure health
Black
equity.
Legal Action Center identifies as settlers, which means it's run and funded by white people. Thanks, Black BLAC. Thanks. No wonder you don't answer my emails.
Certain communities are at higher risk of
Oh, I
illnesses.
can prove I'm
Who
black.
is
That's
accessing healthcare?
no,
Who
we can't talk to you.
Toronto Public Health says it's going to lead on the existing network in an attempt to collect this data during the pandemic.
We are partnering proactively with some hospitals, some research institutes, and the public health school at the University of Toronto.
Studies have shown that there is a strong link between low income and health disparities, factors that include food insecurity and affordable housing. In 2016, Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health drafted a report that outlined how health inequities are impacting communities.
Is disproportionately affecting certain people in our community, and ways to address these potential inequity.
I'm Faiza Amin for
You know how
City
many
News.
medicines are made from things from
680
black
News
people's
Time,
bodies,
10:08.
patients that they refuse to pay them
Canadian
for?
ticket portals are continuing to sell access to upcoming events that aren't happening because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
They don't do it to white
Several
people. I'm not sure if it's because white
concerts
people
that are
don't have
still
any medicine in
available
them
to
or
purchase
what.
on
I don't know what to
Ticket
do.
Web, a portal owned by Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster has faced criticism for declining refunds on tickets for events canceled or postponed by COVID-19. The company now says it plans to launch a refund program on a rolling basis for all affected events starting May 1st.
It was on News Radio 680 News. It's 10:09. WestJet Airlines saying it will lay off 3,000 people and cancel more than 4,000 domestic flights weekly in May as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to hammer the airline industry.
WestJet President Ed Sims says with gas loads less than 5% of normal, the airline had no choice but to make what he calls mission-critical decisions to ensure the sustainability of the airline. WestJet will also remove some 600 daily flights from its schedule between May 5th and June 4th, about 18,000 trips in total, due to a significantly reduced guest demand. The Calgary-based carrier says all international flights, including to the U.S., remain suspended through June 4th. Bill Graveland, The Canadian Press, Calgary.
Following up on the CDC's comments about how a bad flu season could make things more difficult, the United States
There's no season of flu, it's a virus. It's not weather.
Said the virus will come back in the fall, but the country will be in a better position.
So go to the southern hemisphere where it's spring.
The issue is that unlike the syndromic and influenza-like observances that we have, that you could pick it up by clinically what's happening, it's going to get complicated by influenza season.
There's something wrong with the clocks.
And I believe that's what Dr. Redfield was saying, that is going to be complicated.
Fauci says he's spending less time at the briefings and more time on vaccine development and other efforts aimed at combating the pandemic.
What vaccine development is? You take pieces of the virus, you break it into very small pieces that can not recombine, and you slowly give to people one piece, and then later another piece, and then later another piece. No, you know what they do? They put it in formaldehyde, put that in you, and think that somehow you're going to grow antibodies to that. You can't. It's soaked in formaldehyde. You can't form antibodies to that because your living cells can't touch it.
A promising Canadian tech company that wants to put the future.
It's amazing what I learned in biology, in Toronto District Public School. Oh yeah, they tried to fuck me on the language, but I learned what it was. These pictures too, What am I doing?
To the future. Hey.
Niggas don't love you. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dick, but yeah, fucking back and let it rip, it won't be a first shot in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk, yeah. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a dick, yeah, fucking back and let it rip, it won't be a first shot in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk, yeah. All these fake niggas hot out when I'm up, never when I start, they my help, I don't give a fuck, call me on, pick it up, stomach like it's been rough, niggas think it won't shoot, now bitch call my bluff, I'm chopping, I'm getting real hot, then it's strap for the cleans, work like I'm up, extended clip with the huddles, that's in my glove, it's outside, reach apart, that's where I rock. Outside, that's where I rock. Extended clip, hang the Glock. Dirty strap, cleans like I'm up. Hey, I'm out with the lava. Hey. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a damn good shit. Cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first shot in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Back in the day when a nigga had his burner, all these fake niggas acting like a damn good shit.
Looking for these fake crocs.
One day nigga gon' be rich from my dog, like a better get a really big crib. I don't check a fucking basketball, I never fucking catch you in that head, nigga. I'ma do a couple laps, stacking, I'm getting that guap. And nigga talk tough like you already high. Seen you last week, nigga, seen you get stopped. Why the fuck you acting like you ready on a block? You ain't on a block, he be talking to the cops, trying to get me knocked in. Kicked in the door looking for a gun. Lame ass niggas, you already bums. Go to bed hungry, nigga, are you fucking dumb? Chase that nigga down the block, I made a fucking run. Always been about the shit since I was really young. Kicking doors, stuffing niggas just for the fun. Southside, Richard Park, that's where I did. day when a nigga had his burn out. All these fake niggas, I can look at their guts. Yeah, I cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. Shot in the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah. Back in the day when a nigga had his burn out. All these fake niggas, I can look at their guts. Yeah, I cock it back and let it rip, it won't be a first. In the hood with my gun, niggas know I lurk. Yeah.
Oh, some of these people want to talk shit about race. All I'm going to ask you is one thing. How many people in Asia smoke tobacco? How many First Nations do heroin? You're racial with me? I'm a fucking old racist, you will. I am way more racist. Ah, I found my business card. Way more racist than you pussy was. You repeat things the white people told you and you believe them. Even though you're so smart, you read the books, but you still repeat the dogma the white people told you. I don't get it. I'm amazed at how many white crackheads have told me I don't work. So I'm just, you know, it's kind of fucking, how do you walk up and start the conversation with, you don't work? Really? You're like the sixth person in 2 days as white has walked up and said that to me, and you're a crack smoker. Okay. You say what you want, homeboy.
One knock, two knock, three knock, four. No upstairs, so I'm coming in tow. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. I'm not scared, so I'm coming in tow. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. No upstairs, so I'm coming in tow. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. I'm not scared, so I'm coming in tow. I don't knock, I don't pick locks. I kick doors down and let go shots. Call me hot shot, real life nightmare. And the S, I make niggas cry, get to tears. No alcohol, no beer. Like Freddy, I'll kill you in your nightmares. Where the cash at? Where the stash at? Fuck around, we gon' find where the girl's at. She's in the strip on the floor like a doormat. Ricky Breakfast from style, cause you know you whack. Bulldogs, that's what we thinking over rap. This ain't fiction, we thinking over rap. 1 crib, 2 crips, 3 crips, 4. Bulldog nigga, 6 bloods on the floor. 1 crips, 2 crips, 3 crips, 4. Bulldog nigga, 6 bloods on the floor. Booyah!
You hear that? Francophone white boy from Montreal said, Booyah, it means gunshot. You white people say, I guess we'll never know where it came from. Remember that commercial? Oh, you're gonna brainwash us and forget you. Oh, guns are bad. The last 30 years, guns are bad. The first 475 were good, but now it's bad. Unless you have them, then it's good.
eyes of a wolf, and I hope you see it. Cold up around so your ass is frozen. Wolf, motherfucker, now you about to get defeated. My bad, you the one who chose it. I'm not be able to give no options. Not more made, but a man on a mission. It's not a good dream, but a bad situation. More like a nightmare, you are the victim. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. No upstairs, so I'm coming in too. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. Upstairs, I'm coming in too. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. No upstairs, so I'm coming in too. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. Upstairs, I'm coming in too.
You know what makes me really angry? They could have killed us off 4 generations ago if they knew we were black. And that's what pisses them off. You try that shit today, you're not gonna get away with it. Well, you will to a certain extent, but I'm talking back in the days, they just pop off on us in the street like it was funny, man. Look up the Beal Talk. They've convinced Micmac that there's no Beal Talk among the Micmac. There's no black people among the Micmac. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna listen to these assholes. They got perfect English accents. I'm supposed to listen to them, right? I don't know English. I know French. It's a French territory, right? Didn't the French claim it? They sold it. It's a fraudulent sale because they never finished buying it from us. So, is it ours or is it the French?
This is for my haters up. Yeah, we got the greatest flow. Sipping on that medicine, you know we got that medical. Waiting with the gun, nigga, if we hooligans. Ready? Nigga with some hooligans. That's why haters want we get that British look. Putting on that medicine, you know that shit is medical. Ready? Y'all with some hooligans. Y'all with some hooligans. On the mission, boy, these rappers be tripping. Shit used to be cold, now I'm cooking in the kitchen. Right, left, sunny, listen, lane switching, steady dipping. I'm not here to play. I've been walking through hell, I'm not here to stay. You asking what I'm burning? Smoking Mumbai, and who are they? A bunch of haters with nothing full of dead guys. MTL, mark this on your log. We bringing so much smoke, the streets catching all the fog. I ain't a pro, this my job. Fire behind the power, I'll devour like the mob. Everyone got a prop, keep it humble in the meantime. You'll see why I got a gut, line a stink like I'm blowing up beehives.
Something wrong with these clocks. Something's not saying my skill. I don't know how this one.
I hate the way
that the other ones are always the same, man.
I hate the way that they stare. I hate the way that they look at us. I hate the way that they glare. I hate the way that they look at us.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
My guns don't jam. I'm worse than the son of Sam. Can't listen to that right now, honey. So you and your brother on the same trip with the same clip coming through with the same clip with the same clip. Every other fucking day it's the same shit, different files. We're holding our bodies
Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. See the pain in their heart and their chest. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it,
Holiday.
Yeah, I bet. See the pain in their heart and their chest. I love the rain when it falls, yeah, I'm blessed. Put the fame and the cause and the jets. I had thinking I was
that's why they're free.
I never left to live a life you would die for. Hell, I know I can't save her, I'm no lifeguard. Maybe you can get the deed, but I might charge. Pull up to the spot, they're like, who's that there? Hands up, give me the loot like a cashier. What you thought, are you dumb? I don't play shit. I killed you and your brother with the same clip. All that bullshit you've been talking, boys, ain't shit. I'm a different man now, leave you faceless. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. See the pain in their heart and their chest. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning.
You wanna know why I don't seek or need confirmation from the U.S. government?
See the pain in their heart and their chest, yo. Versus spot, then I'm leaving unidentified.
Because it won't be around much longer.
Drop it off at Enterprise. Shell case to the whip, had to check it twice. I think my OGs for that shit, they give good advice. Yeah, this is about to be a genocide.
Remember the Russian coup attempt in 1999?
The reason why your wife said she met a guy. 2 minutes and a push it just to get inside. Yeah. We are not the same kind. You gotta pay dues, I already paid twice. Y'all don't make moves, all you do is waste time. I'ma always be woke while you haters stay live. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be spinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest.
I don't think we can call Tolo. I'll try. I don't know. What am I trying to find out? I'm trying to find out if there's some sort of express way to the sickle cell clinic. Remember, I'm not supposed to be riding the subway on a good day because it's a beat. Oh, this is that thing from our team.
Xavier.
Boxes, ASAP, rock yeah, I handle all of y'all problems. I've been down and out, on top and now with Gucci, low,
problem solver.
With your hoe like no,
make a mess and clean it up.
I've been running around with a six, nigga. Running around slanging bricks, nigga. Fitting shit bigger than a nigga could be slanging scripts, trying to get the six bigger. The six, nigga. Once I get a little bigger, I'ma get the script, nigga. Got 100 grams of rubber bands, I bag it up and go and hit the strip,
Maybe there's something wrong with me being, I don't know, these clocks are off by like 3 seconds or something. So there's nothing for me to do because everything is closed. Nice.
Shake and deck out the burbs, nigga, it's the big nicks. Coming fat from the fats of black wax. In fact, I cramp stacks of acts upon your shelves so fans can help themselves. I prove my record sales. Move along, cause yo, there ain't no pausing. I'm causing catastrophe. I hate to be the one half to be black dick dastardly. I heat them up even in winter. I spin the beginners. I'm eating pussies for dinner, for just remember. I ain't no downtown clown. I run the mellow ass sounds, the real shit, boy. Straight from the dead ground. Five for five, wanted dead or alive. Was really soft potatoes with sour cream and chops. No job. If I was you, I'd come through and catch a dose of my strict technique. Straight from Suicide Street. I work a beat like a cop. Trash a pawn shops, wanting city trends, cause I'm giving niggas sweet knots. And on the fact, consider daily in my habitat like a green spot trap. I run the J-Fast sounds, I'm putting real shit down. So check shorty, straight from the dead ground.
Delivery.
Dead name kids, dirty beers for niggas or pop a hash. Dig a stash, know what I'm saying? I'm out the range like steak and sewage. If your record ain't out by now, you fucking blew it. I ain't here to welcome faggot imitations. I smother brothers and watch a pay for mess suffocation. I got shorties in irreversible comas, wild stops, wreck trash like super vets doing donuts. Till I posted out the Barbary Coast where queens be on the scenes in less than apple scene. I do my tracks like country blacks and fat, doper than a sack of crack.
Purchasing new fur for its jackets in 2 years' time. Instead, it says it's going to start using reclaimed fur for its coats.
You're going to buy it back and sell it.
Taken aim at Canada Goose for its use of coyote fur, which they allege is obtained using cruel lake hold traps. Some animal rights groups say they don't see today's announcement as a big victory, arguing the company should ditch fur altogether. People for the ethical treatment of animals said that real fur is always obtained.
Why are you cutting down the shrubbery? You're getting mad at that
%, to $31.10 per share. All right, switching gears.
In the city of Toronto, there are coyotes everywhere, and the cops think it's okay to shoot at them with kids around.
The Toronto Regional
we don't even show with kids around.
That home sales were down 69% so far in April compared with last year. The board also says new listings are down 63%.
You can't tell a coyote from a dog either.
Because fewer houses are listed. That prices have remained strong. The average selling price down just 1.5% over this time last year. That's just above $819,000.
The science. Coyotes everywhere. There's a picture because these people are so dumb. Yes, it looks like a dog.
The TSX up 351 points, 2.5%
taking
to
them home and shit.
14,291.
Which means they have
down 15% on the year.
They're acting
The Dow
both
up
sides.
456
They're
points
upside down,
to 23,475. S&P up 2.33%. Nasdaq up 232 points. Oil up to $13.78. On some Mideast jitters, gold jumps to $1,738 the ounce. Canadian dollar higher to
They were talking about
71
Netanyahu
cents
earlier.
US.
They haven't
This
mentioned
is 680 News.
Have you heard about direct lending? It's more flexible than bank lending without the bank. With tougher regulations after the financial crisis, traditional banks have cut back on lending to homeowners. With a home equity
the
loan
regulations
from
are
Capital Direct,
different, yeah,
the money
but
that you could use is a simple phone call away. Whether it's home renovations,
if the houses used to be worth $250,000, and now they're worth $1 million,
Capital Direct can help.
somebody came up with that money from somewhere
Capital
to
Direct
make the
today
difference
at
in the price, right?
1-800-NEW-CAPITAL to
Is
see
that
what's
not the
available
banks?
for you.
For the most part.
.ca.
Okay, the U.S. 7 out of 10 are owned.
Coy Brothers, and we're talking about
3 out of
how
10
I
are borrowed
buy my
against
own
or some
birthday
shit.
gifts online this year.
Up here,
But at
more than half borrowed
CoyBros.com, we're
against.
glad to put some accessories in your cart.
Like what, Bill?
Chainsaw accessories, safety lights, workwear, ear and eye protection, tools, and more.
And you're open 24/7 online.
What more could you ask for?
You could buy it for me?
No.
Oh,
But we'll ship it right to your door, or you can pick it up curbside at our store.
that's CoyBros.com.
know where the cursor
KOYBROS.com.
is.
Right now in downtown Toronto, a few clouds, 3 degrees, feeling like -1. We're going down to an overnight low of -3 and a partly cloudy sky. This is CFTR 680 News. It's 10:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Scott Burnett and Caitlin Lee.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, April 22nd.
There's no point in me looking at the screen while I type, because apparently, in the future, it's not going to work that way, teacher. I was right. I should look at what I'm pressing.
Answer that
I
question
was right.
and can now confirm the shooter acted alone.
Another helping hand for Toronto's business community. Mayor John Tory announces the launch of the Business CEO Support
There are a
Center.
bunch of
A
fucking Legos.
21-year-old man arrested for careless driving after video of a car doing donuts at Yonge and Dundas made the rounds on social media.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford now accepting some very special help from Ottawa.
Canadian Forces personnel.
5 long-term care homes around the province will be getting more boots on the ground.
No, they're not playing the commentary they played from this afternoon.
Tiger and Phil in a
They
match for
spoke for like
charity.
45 minutes. I'm saying 45 minutes
It's
straight. I'm
this
sitting here trying to
afternoon,
make this work. It
already
won't
in
work.
stores that sell plants. They've seen an uptick in business as people look for more green around the house.
But I'm
Markets in the green.
paranoid that my
TSX up
shit's being fucked
350. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 10:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the one. Here is Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Queensway Hyundai, and we have a bit of construction out there. Some of it is causing a delay out in the west end through Mississauga Road. It is getting better, but you're going to find a delay right from Mississauga Road to just east of it, where they have the 2 left lanes blocked off tonight. And then eastbound 401, the transfer into the collectors at the Allen, that's the next biggest closure. Some lanes here and there. They're working again from Port Union in the collectors, eastbound 401 in the 2 left lanes, but we're up to speed through this stretch. Some ramps are blocked on the 407, eastbound 407 ramps from northbound Yonge, north and southbound Bayview onto the highway shut down, and the eastbound 407 ramp off of the highway to Leslie, that's also been shut down. Some ramps here on the westbound side, southbound Morningside, northbound Nielsen ramps to the westbound 401 shut down for maintenance.
The craziest thing this fucking girl said to me,
404 is also blocked off.
right
And
off the
southbound
bat,
Avenue ramp
was
to the west
nobody
401
would
as well.
sleep with you when
Closed,
you're, I don't
and
know, I
now
forget
they're
the
in the
word,
process
something
of
along the
shutting
lines
down
of
the
grocery
collectors
stuff. So some
entirely
people
on the
look at me,
westbound
whatever.
401.
Nobody
From
would
the
sleep with
Allen,
me.
I believe it's
What
going
the
to
fuck were
let
we
you
just
back
talking
in as you
about?
approach
Talking
the
about my
400,
sex
but
life.
we'll just wait and see. So
I'm
at
not a
least,
fucking
from
HIV,
the Allen,
eh? Like,
you
what
can-
the fuck
you
is
can
wrong
bet
with
the
people?
Dufferin and the Keel ramps are going to be closed. It will definitely be closed on at least to approaching the 400, but we'll just see if they extend it any further. But the collectors are shut down at the Allen today
Hey, with a
from
capital T.
the westbound 401. So the Dufferin and the Keel ramps are going to be blocked off. Heads up. Southbound Allen ramp to the west 401 obviously closed off as well too. Eastbound Finch ramp to the northbound 400. That's our final ramp closure. We do have some lanes here and there, like on the northbound 400 at King Road. Just the left lane is squeaking by, but everything's up to speed. Buy with confidence at Queensway Hyundai, now offering purchase from home solutions, 6-month payment
The type of
deferral
girl
and
impressed
concierge
by
services here to
bandanas,
service
a
the
Rockaway
community.
jacket, and
Visit
a jail jumpsuit. I don't know if I want to be.
1041. Here's the forecast with Natasha Renzai.
Temperatures tonight down to -3, wind chill -7. The cloud cover increases overnight tonight. It should stay dry through the east end, but we do have a system just bypassing the west end. Rain, snow showers expected for places like Burlington, Oakville, and Hamilton, right across to the Niagara Peninsula. Could just skim the GTA with some late afternoon rain showers. There's a risk of freezing rain up over the escarpment and a high of just 5 degrees. Feeling cooler because of a gusty wind off the lake. Tonight we're down to a low of -3 degrees.
Keep referring to escarpment. Forgive me. They're not 3 of them at least. I can think of it.
-1, 680 news time, 10:33.
Sit to the north before, but now she's talking Niagara.
Nova Scotia say they are satisfied with the response to the deadliest mass shooting in our country's history, but families of the victims say they feel left in the dark.
680's Cam Dora reports.
Families of the victims want to know why an emergency alert was never sent out during the gunman's 13-hour rampage. Superintendent Chris Leather says instead, Twitter was used after they learned the shooter was outside an established perimeter.
At 8:02 a.m. on Sunday, the RCMP began providing real-time information on its Nova Scotia RCMP Twitter account.
The families of victims are not satisfied. Clinton Ellison tells the CBC.
It's not the same thing as your TV show getting interrupted, eh? That's not the same thing. Oh, if I go check to see what they're up to right now on Twitter, I would find out.
I would have got it on my phone hiding in the woods, and I wouldn't know what was going on. And it could have saved some more lives.
Yes, he would have known.
4 hours after finding his brother shot and killed near a burned down home.
The cops are so fucking, I want to say ignorant.
680 News Time, 10:35. The city announcing further support for small businesses during the pandemic. It comes as a new survey shows nearly 2/3 of Toronto mom and pop shops won't make it through without help from the government. Here's 680 Stuart McGinn.
The help announced by the city is available for local businesses and non-for-profits
Why
across
don't you
any
just tell
sector.
the property
Mayor John
owners you're
Tory
going to
says
give
along with
them
getting
a
to
credit
speak with
on the
experts about
taxes
their unique
that
situations,
is intended to
local
give a
business
direct
owners will be
credit
properly
towards these
pointed in
businesses.
the right direction for financial help.
What the center
It
will
doesn't have to
do
be
is
much,
have
$100
people that are
bucks.
there, experienced people who will
How much or
advise
something?
over the phone and
What the fuck is wrong
online
with you people?
how businesses
You're not
can
gangster
access
with
the
it.
many
You're
government
bad at
programs
math.
that have been brought forward to support them.
That includes helping companies apply for Canada's
Support
emergency
them.
wage
You're supposed to
subsidy,
take time out from
work sharing,
doing
and
business to
emergency
watch their
business
fucking
account
webinars.
programs.
That's
This
great.
announcement comes a week
You're going
after
to be
the
in the
city
middle of the
launched a
day, too,
separate
because you
initiative
can't
to
do
help
business at
businesses
night no
build
more.
a
Why?
stronger
Because nobody
online
else is. Why?
platform.
Because everybody's
But
at
it's
home.
clear some are still
Oh, we're not going to do it when everybody's at home. We're going to do it.
Survey, 61% of local businesses say they'll be forced to
$60,000
close
to
permanently
get
in
a car.
3 months,
I
while
like
nearly
cars.
2/3 of those companies
Wow.
don't believe they'll make their rent payments
I told
next
you you
month.
wouldn't get
I'm
your money
Stuart
back
McGinn.
out of that. I told you. You
Police
hated me
charged
for
a
saying it.
21-year-old driver who was caught doing donuts in the intersection of Yonge and Dundas. That's when officers approached, he had fled
I
at the
would
scene as the
sue.
people were taking pictures. The 21-year-old
Presented it
charged
as a
with careless
business
driving
opportunity when
and
they
mischief
knew it
endangering
wasn't.
life. He's slated to appear in court tomorrow.
If your business fails, it's your problem.
680
If
News
somebody
Time,
fucking
10:36. The
fucks
Ontario
over your
Nurses
business, that's
Association
different.
alleging at least 4 long-term
When it's the
care homes in
government offering you a
Ontario have
license
failed
and
to
then
give
the
nurses
license isn't
proper
worth fuck
access
all.
to personal protective equipment. The association is asking an Ontario Superior Court judge to order the homes to comply with provincial infection control and health standards. The union argues in its application that long-term care centers have broken the rules by failing to provide PPE to nurses who fear for their health and safety when arriving at work each day. The 3 other homes named by the ONA in its court filing are Anson Place Care Center in Hagersville, Eatonville Care Center in Etobicoke, and Hawthorne Place Care Center in North York.
After an outbreak at a Brampton jail that forced the government to shut down the facility, correctional officers are now being provided with surgical and procedural masks to use at work. Documents obtained
Why?
by
They
city
never-
news
they
says
almost
staff
never
will be
have-
provided with one surgical procedure mask at the beginning of each shift. For over a month, correctional officers have been asking for personal protective equipment and have been given only limited access to N95 masks and surgical masks. Most recently, 62 inmates and 10 staff members tested positive at the Brampton jail, prompting its closure.
The Canadian military
Well,
is
that's
being
good.
called
Instead of
in to help with
quarantining it, you moved them all to the
crisis
south.
at Ontario's long-term care homes. 680's Mark Douglas has more.
Military assistance will go to the homes that are in greatest need.
That's Dr. Marilee Fullerton, Minister of Long-Term Care, talking about 5 priority long-term care homes in Ontario that will get some extra help from the Canadian Armed Forces. She will not say for now which 5 homes, But she does say the homes would typically be in a regional area.
Obviously, Toronto has quite a few cases, and staffing is an issue in those homes. And this is what will be done with the staffing assistance from the military.
Premier Doug Ford says he is now making the official request to Ottawa for the military help and for extra resources from the Public Health Agency of Canada.
All the help we can get. We'll take no matter where it is.
With hundreds of COVID-19 deaths already in Ontario long-term care homes, Ford was questioned on why this help was not requested sooner.
We had a robust strategy, and this is just enhancing it on 5 homes.
I'm Mark Douglas.
And it appears that Torontonians are sleeping in more than ever during the pandemic. 680's Richard Southern explains.
The many self-quarantining here in the city are having a lie-in, it would appear, in the morning. Toronto Hydro tells 680 News that electricity consumption is now peaking later in the morning with a gradual increase towards its peak. It means coffee machines and toasters are flipping on later in the morning than they used to this time last year. Toronto is also seeing energy consumption spread out more in the evening hours compared to last year. There's no big spike in what would have been the after work period. Overall, though, Toronto is using less power during the COVID outbreak. Toronto Hydro says compared to this time last year, there's been a marked reduction in overall power consumption. Richard Southern, 680 News.
They're going to tell you that's a good
Phil
thing.
Mickelson ready for a made-for-TV rematch at a time when fans are craving live action, and this time they'll have company.
The match
They're
is
going to tell you it's a good thing, and ignore the fact that every kilowatt we don't use goes straight over the border for 2 cents a kilowatt. We're paying 8 or some shit.
With a twist.
They're selling it to us for 4.5.
Will be joining the duo as
Whatever
part
we
of
don't
the
use
action.
goes for 2
The
to New York
matchup
State.
is believed to be Tiger teaming
I
up
don't
with
feel bad
Payton
about it now because it's running all those
Phil and
ventilators.
Brady. Nicholson and Woods last played one another in a one-day head-to-head match way back in 2018 at the Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas.
Because of the
Nicholson
uranium in
defeated Woods in what was
Saskatchewan
the first
and the research
major
done here
U.S.
in Chalk
sporting event
River, we
that showed
always
live
make
betting
more
odds
electricity
on a
than we
national
use.
TV telecast. The exact date of the epic showdown is unclear.
Every time they told
but
us
May
to fucking
24th
cut
is
back
a
was so
possible
they could
rumor
sell
date.
it to me. I
All
don't know
proceeds
why.
from the
This goes
event
back
will
20
go to
years.
COVID-19 relief. I'm
Big
Lucas
T
Castelletto.
and,
And it's Gardening Week on 680 News, brought to you by
Right,
letsbest.ca.
My recipe for the best
Hey,
lawn
she's
on the
not
block
telling me that's
begins with a rake. Use a lawn rake to
I
remove
can't remember her
loose
name.
debris
Good,
and
'cause she can't
set
accuse me of
grass
libel and
blades to
slander
stand
now.
up straight.
But the word, I'm
So
fucking
fresh
just
grass seed in thin patches.
stealing everything,
Treat the
giving it to
job easy. I'll
weirdos.
use a
Like they didn't even,
4-in-1
I don't know what they
recovery
got
product
from
that
it.
removes the need for lawn, soil, or triple mix. 4-in-1
That's back
provides
when
fast green up, thickens your lawn,
all the
and
parties got
repairs
caught giving
damaged
cocaine
areas.
to fucking
After
young
I
people to
apply
get them on the
enough
party
fertilizer,
buses. It's a party bus now,
apply
isn't it?
fertilizer that's high in slow
This is
release
a
nitrogen
political party,
and iron.
Canadian style.
The iron for a deep green color,
Tim
the
Hortons,
nitrogen
running
for
from
a
the cops,
fast
high on
lasting
coke, flew
green.
off a bridge, or hit a
Thicker
bridge or
lawn,
some shit.
fewer
Let it
weeds.
snow. Tim
I'm
Hortons
Mark
card.
Cullen
The
with a
card's
green
free.
file for 680 News during gardening
It's a
week.
$100 card.
680 News gas price update and her
Are you
price
catching
fell
what I'm
5
saying
cents
to
at
you?
midnight to 76.9 cents a liter.
My name is Aaron Waxman, and in times of uncertainty, we can take solace in the fact that those that we care about, our family, our friends, and those in our community are safe and are practicing physical distancing and staying at home. At my firm, I've encouraged staff to
I
work
didn't
from
even start
home
rolling the next
and to
one.
follow the guidelines to staying safe. I know these
Wrong
are
with tap
difficult
water.
times, but we can take this moment to reflect on how much we have to be grateful for. I
Some
wish you and your
outsiders
family only peace and
Come
good
into this
health.
bunker here that I got. They try to drink the water.
Time for
They won't be able to.
get her on
The
the line.
locals will down it like it's
This
elixir.
report is brought to you by Pizza. So a bit of a delay because of construction on the eastbound 401 east of Mississauga Road, where the 2 left lanes are blocked off. Not a lot of room to get by. It is easing though. It's looking
There's so much bacteria in that water. They don't use chlorine. They use chloramine, and there's still enough super bugs in it that
Most
people
of our
are dying left, right, and center. In Ottawa, Montreal, and the hospital.
was actually on the westbound side of the highway. So the southbound Morningside and northbound Nielsen ramps to the westbound 401 have been shut down. The express to collector transfer at the 404
So I can
has
stop
been
drinking it
closed.
entirely
Southbound
forever.
Avenue
I
ramp
don't
to
know
the
how I
west
can do
401,
that.
that's been blocked too.
Well, I can keep
Now they
drinking.
are planning to close the
immune.
collector lanes at the Allen for a stretch. I am seeing people come off the Keel ramps though and head westbound into the collectors on the 401, but these ramps most likely will be shut down. I'm just taking a look at some construction being set up through there now.
Close those red tube windows, buddy.
We're going to be closing the collectors at the Allen for a stretch.
Do what I do,
along the
set an
westbound
alarm for
401
like a minute
tonight.
before.
Southbound Allen ramp to the west 401, that's also been shut down. Eastbound Finch ramp to the northbound 400, that's also blocked off. I'm just taking a look at the construction of the eastbound 401 Port Union into collectors. The two left lanes are blocked off, and I am seeing emergency crews pull up now. They're actually in the express, but off to the right shoulder. I do believe it's just something to do with this construction work, but we'll see in a moment. It's not causing any delays. Just a pretty big scene there, and you're single file going through this Port Union construction on the eastbound 401. If you're in the collectors, it's single file, but it's pretty much up to speed. No huge delays, but if you want a construction-free drive, make sure you're in the express through this stretch. Pizza is delivering the new tamper-proof pizza box. Order any size pizza and receive it in a locked box that can only be opened by you. Safe, reliable delivery. That's Pizza. Your next report is at 10:51. A check of the forecast now. Here's Natasha Ramza. Hi.
A very cool Thursday on tap. Morning wind chills near -7. It's going to be fairly cloudy. Could see a couple of early morning sunny breaks out through the east end. And it is going to be York-Durham staying dry tomorrow. But once you get Toronto westward, especially west, so we're talking Burlington, Oakville, Hamilton, over to Niagara Falls, rain, snow showers in play, and a risk of freezing rain up over the escarpment. Could see just a slight chance of late day showers in Toronto with that high of 5 degrees. Friday, early morning clouds, but most of the day is sunny with a high of 11 degrees. Tonight, we're down to a low of -3, wind chill -7 by morning.
Downtown Toronto, a few clouds and 2 degrees. The wind chill of -2 at Pearson this hour, a few clouds and 1, sitting at -3 with that wind chill. 6:80 is time, 10:44.
How much money would you like to save just by doing something you're already doing? 15 or 25%? How about 30%? With Allstate, safe drivers can save 30% just by doing something they're already doing. Driving safe.
So if I get insurance, you're going to pay me $30 on the Honda. I'm not paying
Visit
now.
Allstate.ca.
I'm just trying to do math the way these politicians
just
do.
how much you can save when you drive safe with Allstate.
Search Save 30% with Allstate for more information.
I know it's kind of OCD when it comes to what it
New
weighs.
Life Fertility Center isn't going anywhere. We're doing our part.
We're not
by
going
closing
anywhere, but
6
we're
of our
closing. But we're not going
locations
anywhere.
and not taking on new patients.
As long as you have
We're taking
$8,000.
extraordinary measures to keep one location open so that we can continue to
They
monitor
charge
those
$8,000, but it's
well on their way
illegal for them
starting
to pay
family.
you for
When Canada
being a
is back
donor.
up and running strong, count on New Life Fertility Center to be there, helping
Which is
to
why
ease
the other 30
financial
companies
burden of
shut down.
IVF
They're the
treatment.
last one.
Until then, New Life
Thank
wishes
you,
you good
government.
health. Stay safe.
For many of us, life as we know it has been put on pause. And while you've adapted your daily routine for the benefit of those around you, we've done the same. At Toyota, we understand that for some, mobility is a necessity. That's why we're doing everything we can to keep Canada moving forward while respecting social distancing guidelines. To find out which priority services are available in your area, contact your local dealership.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It is partly cloudy, +1, feels like a -3. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Caitlin Lee.
I'm Scott Burnett. Here are the top stories right now.
OCMP say they are satisfied with their response to a terrible tragedy this weekend in Nova Scotia, but the families of the 23 victims want to know why an emergency alert was not sent out. The business
Oh, he said I was callous and rude and disrespectful to the dead and all those things.
Doors
It's
open
proving a
during
fucking
the
point. So
pandemic
these
in
assholes.
Toronto. And new electricity data says Torontonians are sleeping in more during the pandemic. Now time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, brought to you by Northwood Mortgage. Here's George Russick.
ESPN is reporting that Raleigh, Minnesota, and Edmonton could be used as neutral sites for a July return of NHL hockey. Commissioner Gary Bevan told Ron McLean on In Conversation Wednesday night that the NHL remains hopeful it can finish the season. Quote, everything we're going to do will be for the right reasons at the right time. No timetable has been set.
What the hell is paved with good intentions?
Reports indicate that Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson are in the final stages of planning a golf showdown.
The guy
in May.
that served that bat, rare, medium rare, knew he was doing right. He did it for good intent. That's what the guy wants.
Brady. It'll be called the match Champions for Charity, according to sources. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred announced Wednesday that Red Sox replay system operator JT Watkins broke rules by using in-game video
I bet you this fine gets me a nice big chunk of raw
their
bat.
second-round pick in this year's amateur draft as punishment. Sports at 15 and 45 passed every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
License 10349. It's a
supposedly $2 US 15 years ago. I don't know what it's worth now.
Don't get mad.
No, you can't have it.
Mortgage. Northwood Mortgage takes
Unless you're going to sell me some
your
bat.
financial picture, property equity, past record, the promise of performance, and more. Northwood Mortgage does everything they can to approve the mortgage you need. That's their business.
I'll find it again. I know which one I dropped.
Visit NorthwoodMortgage.com.
That was the whole sports thing?
Personnel and volunteers who are working
All
tirelessly.
it took was hundreds of thousands of fucking sick and dying people to shut the sports section down.
As this pandemic continues to impact our communities across the nation, the Salvation Army is adjusting
put
its
NASCAR and sprint cars and tractor pulls the fuck
to those who need it most. Join us and support our neighbors in need. To donate, visit salvationarmy.ca or call 1-800-SELL-ARMY.
680 News Time, 10:49.
The mayor of Las Vegas wants to see casinos reopen, but says it's up to them to determine how to do it safely. 680's Asher Roth with more.
Carolyn Goodman, the mayor of Las Vegas, told CNN's Anderson Cooper that while the loss of life in her city from COVID-19 is tragic, people need to get back to work, and there's no proof that physical distancing is preventing the spread of the virus. She then offered up her city as a control group to prove it.
I know when you have a disease, you have a placebo. We would love to be that placebo side so you have something to measure against.
The group against the placebo, by the way, usually gets the short end of the stick.
But you don't know.
Goodman would go on to say the casino should reopen while providing no guideline on how to do so safely.
So you don't believe there should be any social distancing? You don't believe
Of course I believe there should be.
But how do you do that in a casino?
You just said.
That's up to them to figure out.
The governor of Nevada has said the state will follow
That's like
federal
Justin
guidelines
Trudeau.
on reopening
The budget
economy,
will
which
balance
would require
itself.
declining reports of new cases for 14 consecutive days. I'm Asher Roth.
A new poll finds a strong majority of Americans favor tough coronavirus restrictions.
An AP NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll finds that some 80% of those questioned remain in favor of the stay-at-home and social distancing restrictions in order to lessen the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Laura McCullough, a college physics professor in Wisconsin, says the virus remains a huge threat.
We're still
That
discovering
is an apple Dutch hair for sure.
So I want to see people staying at home for even longer.
Well, more than 60% back the actions taken by the government in their area. A vocal 12% is demanding an end to the restrictions. Mishan Maddock with the Michigan Conservative Coalition says the restrictions have wiped out millions of jobs.
It's an economic disaster for Michigan, and people are sick and tired of it.
Tim McGuire, Washington.
The Whitney Houston movie has landed a big name behind the scenes.
The guy behind Bohemian Rhapsody now turning his...
Oh, well. It says 251. Why don't they... See, something's wrong here.
No release date. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood. 10:51.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Let's check in with Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. So it's we have a night of construction once again. Things are looking better though through the construction zone at Mississauga
They're
Road
gonna
on
get
the
it
eastbound
fucking. It'll be
401.
an
That's where
autobahn
we
out
were
here.
seeing some delays. They're still working in the two left lanes though, but it is getting better. At the Allen, the express to collector transfer has been closed off. A few extra lanes have been taken away here and there, like from east of Port Union and beyond. In the collectors, you do go down to a single right lane only as you approach White's Road. And this is a scene now. We have some emergency vehicles in the express. They're off to the right shoulder through this zone. I'm not sure if this is construction related or if we might have a separate problem through here, but it is still moving nicely as you go through this stretch. But if you want more lanes
Police radios are encrypted now, so you can't find out.
A construction-free drive, something where you're not single file, you can be in the express east of Port Union. Make sure you're in the express through this zone and you'll bypass it all. We have the southbound Morningside, northbound Nielsen ramps to the westbound 401 shut down for maintenance. At the 404, the express to collector transfer has been shut down. Southbound Avenue ramp to the highway is also closed. Southbound Allen ramp to the west 401 is also blocked off too. I'm still seeing people somehow joining the collector lanes here on the westbound 401 past the Allen, west of the Allen, but that's where the MTO is in the process of closing down the collectors for a stretch at the Allen on the westbound 401 tonight. Eastbound Finch ramp to the northbound 400.
Cameras everywhere, but there's blind spots.
Bruce Chris Steakhouse would like to wish their guests the very best at this difficult time, and also remind you that takeout and delivery service are now available online.
She's probably got
Place your order at brucechris.ca. That's report at 11:01 with the forecast. Here's Natasha at the high.
That cloud cover is going to be increasing overnight tonight while we sleep. Temperatures down to -3, wind chill -7 in the morning. Another cold one for you early morning joggers. That's not me. As we head through the afternoon, though, really keeping an eye on the west end. The rain, snow showers, Burlington, Oakville, Hamilton. You got the best spot for that, and across the Niagara Peninsula. Risk of freezing rain over the escarpment. Could see some late day showers just grazing Toronto with that high of 5 degrees. And then we're dry again for Friday and Saturday. Partly cloudy Friday and 11. Also for Saturday, partly cloudy and 10. And then Sunday, we are back into that rain with a high near 7 degrees. Tonight, we're down to a low of -3.
Downtown Toronto, a few clouds and 2 degrees, 1 degree at Pearson Airport.
680 News Talent 1054.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Dynamic Funds. In times like these, we could all use advice, especially when it comes to investing. Advice matters now more than ever. Speak to a financial advisor and learn more at dynamic.ca/advice.
Hi, Tom Rokiki here of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. I am proud to be living and working here in the Greater Toronto Area. All of us are so lucky and blessed to be part of this strong community, province, and country. At this time, I feel it is important to remind all our friends, family, and employees to keep an eye on one another, especially the most vulnerable. Let's also come together in support of the heroes on the front lines. Together, we will get through this. Thank you.
You're listening to 680 News.
The community province and country of Ontario. The anthem is all Canada. Remember, all Canada. Remember, don't let them make you forget these things.
To the organization of your choice, which will help support musicians in your country. The Unison Benevolent Fund is Canada's partner organization, and Spotify announced they will be matching all donations given. A streaming app also allows artists to pin a link to the donation page of one of the participating charities, making it so artists can encourage their listeners to donate to the organization from their home country. In 60 seconds, we'll check in at the Business Center.
680 News Time 10:55.
Uniform Local 414 reminds you that most
sometimes they slip in something different. They'll repeat the same one 4 times. It'll be something different than the same one.
Around the world, a worker is killed every 30
seconds. I gotta get in the mood to get on the phone.
Is the annual International Day of Mourning. Even though special gatherings across the country have been canceled, please take a moment to remember those injured or killed and commit to a safer workplace. A message from Unifor Local 414, where job safety is their #1 priority. Introducing Irwin's new Command Lock measures built for extra control with a finger brick, up to 14-foot reach, and a high-contrast DuPont Mylar film-coated white blade. Plus, it comes in a high-impact resistant case. When every quarter-inch matters, these tapes are designed with your job in mind. New Irwin Command Lock.
3M, not fucking same company, but it's almost the same thing. 3M made my teeth, eh? Oh, you got gold and platinum. I got 3M tree resin. Pay for it in part through my community benefits, membership benefits. What happened to the fucking music? There it goes. I can tell because the screen's getting all fucked up. I'm gonna get 2 or 3 out of this. But I need to get in.